Ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dearest respected brothers and sisters and dearest viewers wherever you may be globally across the world. And thank you so much for joining us the past 23 nights in the live series with Dr. Sayyid Ammar Nakshawani as he's been discussing the topic of death, going deep into barzakh and intercession and the likes of those topics. Millions of you have been watching the streams worldwide. Facebook, YouTube, our website, and thousands upon thousands of you have sent in your messages to the Sayyid, your questions to the Sayyid. Can the Sayyid elaborate on this? Can the Sayyid go into this a bit further? And inshallah, all your questions in this special Q&A show will be answered. Whether you're in the far east of Australia or the far west of the United States of America, your questions have all come to the Imam Hussein TV studios, to me, your host, Minhal al-Khafaji, with none other than Dr. Sayyid Ammar Nakshawani. Sayyidina, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
How are you doing tonight?
Yeah, I'm very well, taking a break from this beloved setting. And, I'd just like to thank everyone out there. We've just had the most fantastic response, having hit the million barrier in terms of viewership. Is all credit to the guys behind the scenes. They've been absolutely outstanding. The Imam Hussein TV team just continues to amaze. I think with COVID-19, many were wondering how exactly we'd have lectures this year. Yeah. A lot of people have been doing Zoom sessions from their homes even. And so alhamdulillah, for all of us, what you found was that with this particular studio, people could not believe, A, how well the production was, B, the wonderful studio I have behind me, which many of you were looking at every night. It's just amazing, and it's taken the level of production in the Shia media circles to probably the highest levels. I think in some of our mosques, some of our Imam Bargas, the video quality when you see Majalis on YouTube needs a bit of improvement. And I think now Imam Hussein TV is doing amazing in setting that barometer, for all of us to, look up to that level and continue to produce excellent work. So alhamdulillah, I thank God for giving me the strength in these nights.
Alhamdulillah, set the standards for the Imam Bargas to update their camera equipment. But Sayyidina, you must be knackered. 23 nights, I think you just need a holiday on a beach somewhere, just lay down in the sun.
Well, I hope, I really do hope when those flights are open again, that we're, able to travel. I have to say, I've done, alhamdulillah, God's blessed me with my Imam Ali series being, 24 lectures, the Prophet, peace be upon him, and his family series, which I sadly did not manage to finish. That was 27 lectures. I've done 30 nights in different places in Shahr Ramadan, but the difference with this year is that all those other series were series of majalis which I did while not fasting. I had broken my fast a couple of hours earlier, whereas these were while fasting. So it was a challenge, but alhamdulillah, God is great.
Now, Sayyidina, myself being an aspiring lecturer, a youth lecturer, I've given talks to, let's say 200 people, 300 people. But for you, is there a pressure knowing that the whole Shia world, and in some cases the non-Shia world, during this Ramadan, or let's say Muharram, they're watching you live?
Oh no, I don't see it as a pressure at all. Alhamdulillah, it's a great honor to even be associated with months like Muharram, months like Shahr Ramadan. And if I'm able to disseminate the little knowledge that I have, it's a great honor. So you take it in your stride, alhamdulillah.
Now, why did you choose the topic of death? Out of all other topics you could have chosen.
Well, actually, this topic was chosen a while back. I just felt that the way death has been examined in the past is, in many cases, not with the insight that I felt should have been given to the topic.
Okay.
I feel that there's a lot in my position who are more interested in the fear and the horrors and the tragedies and the punishments and the torture associated with death than deep insight in understanding that it's another step in the journey and that this growth and evolution and elevation continues. And so I just felt that it was a topic that required an analysis which allows a person to sit back and say, hold on, if I'm a lover of God, quite a moral human being, in more ways than one, and a lover of the Prophet and his family, peace be upon him, why am I always scared of death? I may not have given back to God what God truly deserves, but I don't necessarily see myself in that category of the evil. And so I feel that whenever you come to an understanding of death, there was always this very negative depiction, rather than the continuous spiritual growth, which I think is what Islam wants. And the ability for the human being to continue to comprehend the divine secrets. The soul is a miraculous creation, and its capacity continues to increase and increase as we develop from the fetus that we were in the womb of our mother until eventually God hopefully opens the doors for us in the eternal abode. And then with coronavirus, that really resulted in the topic becoming even more important because we've seen deaths around us recently. And so with the deaths that have surrounded us, it's made us think a lot more about death. It's made us think a lot more about our position and our relations with death.
Now, you mentioned just a few minutes ago that most Imam Bargas, you've broken your fast earlier, and then was this the first time you've ever given lectures before breaking your fast? And if you did, what challenges did you face?
Well, we would come here to the studio. I'll be here for about 6:45, 7 p.m. Live, we go live at 7:30. And most important thing for any lecturer, for any speaker, is that you do want a little bit of water. Salamu ala al-Hussein alayhi salam. So you do want a little bit of water. You want a little bit of warm water. You want some honey. You want some gingers. The things that soothe the throat. And here I am, like I am just now. But now, at least I can have a break. Because I've got Minhal al-Khafaji talking. And that's an honor in itself.
That's my honor.
Whereas when I'm up there, I'm there every single night for an hour. And it's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's blessings that He allowed my voice to remain so strong over 23 nights. If it was only over, for example, a period of a night or two, then it's you can get through it. But when it's over 23 nights, it was a challenge. But you can't focus too much on what's happening here. You have to focus on your material. And once the adrenaline is pumping, just before you begin to give those lectures, then that's where it just develops. It develops, your adrenaline is pumping, you're into your topic. And alhamdulillah, God was so kind.
Now, alhamdulillah, as we mentioned, that this is not a live show, any ordinary live show where me and Sayyid ask questions. It's solely for you, the dear viewers. Your questions have come in. I've got them right here on my phone, and inshallah we'll kickstart the Q&A with Sayyid. The first question comes from brother Mehdi Muslimi in India. He says, Assalamu alaikum, question for Sayyid Ammar. Is it only a sin if we backbite about Muslim brothers, or is it a sin if we backbite about non-Muslims too? What would the punishment be during Barzakh and the Day of Judgment?
Backbiting is one of the worst sins that affects us in our journey to the world of Barzakh and on the Day of Judgment. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about this in Surah Al-Hujurat when He says, وَلَا يَغْتَبْ بَعْضُكُمْ بَعْضًا أَيُحِبُّ أَحَدُكُمْ أَن يَأْكُلَ لَحْمَ أَخِيهِ مَيْتًا فَكَرِهْتُمُوهُ. Do not backbite one another. Do you like to eat the dead flesh of your brother? And of course, this is something that you despise, you detest. And so, you find likewise the Hammaz and the Lammaz, who are mentioned in Surah Al-Humaza, refer to the backbiters and the slanderers. while it's clear that backbiting against a fellow believer is something completely forbidden in the religion of Islam, a person should avoid also backbiting against a non-believer. That trait of backbiting, that disease, is not something that you should have at all. Yeah. The person shouldn't say, well, I'm not going to backbite the Muslims, but I'll backbite non-Muslims. That disease, once it starts growing, it goes from one part of the soul to another. If you know what I mean. Like in the metaphor of a disease that goes from one part of the body to another. So, while backbiting is allowed in certain circumstances, where, for example, someone might be oppressing Muslims and I speak behind their back, but you should avoid backbiting definitely when it comes to non-believers, and certainly with your fellow believers, it shouldn't be there.
And you mentioned the Hammaz and the Namaz. The Sayyid actually has an amazing lecture on the Hammaz and the Namaz on YouTube. Next question from Sister Masuma in the United States. She says, if men will get the same wife in heaven too, then what about those who have more than one wife? And how about if the woman doesn't like her husband?
Well, if the men have married more than one wife, then they'll get those wives in heaven as well. You know, I think the majority of men in Islamic history have married one wife and been monogamous. But if there are cases where a person has married more than one, then they'll be with him. And if a lady does not like her husband, for example, because her husband, from two angles, one might say, well, I don't like my husband because he mistreated me. I don't think you'll find that guy in heaven. And if you don't like your husband because you're like, well, you know what, he's not that good looking, apparently if he's made it to heaven, he's going to be looking stunning. So one way or the other, if he's mistreated you, there's no heaven for him. And if he has treated you in the best of ways, God will say, you know what, show me the best of the best looking people here in heaven, I'll make him look better.
MashaAllah. Now, the next question. Do our beloved who are dead come in our dreams? Are they really them? If they don't come, are they upset with us? Sania Zahir Ali from Pakistan.
Dreams are not to be taken as literally a message that someone has to abide by. Otherwise, we can end up falling in a dangerous world. If now, for example, someone sees their wife in a dream, the wife that he's married to, he sees her in a dream doing something wrong. He says, you know what, I don't care, I saw you in the dream and you were doing that. So, Baba, it's a dream. But I saw you. So you can't take the dream as a hujjah.
Fair enough.
But one thing that you can do is maybe these are sometimes possibly indications. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows you to see your family members in a dream, that's a blessing. If He doesn't allow you, that could also be a blessing. In the sense that He doesn't want to let you see what state they might be in. But if you do, for example, see a family member in a certain state, then it could be an indication, possibly. Never take it as a hujjah. You're not a prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, where what you see in your dream is to be taken as a hujjah and a guidance from God. And so if possibly you might see them in a state that's not how you'd want to see them, that might be a hint, maybe. Then maybe there are certain things you have to reflect on upon their lives. My best advice always is when you want your marhumin to be happy in the world of barzakh, pay sadaqah for them. Best act. The best act is to pay sadaqah. Don't live in this world always of, have they been in my dream, have they not been in my dream? All of this you can speculate about. There's nobody but the Ma'soom who's able to interpret for you the dream exactly whether it means something or no in the connection with the next dimension, that is the dimension of barzakh. The best thing for us to do is to pay sadaqah on their behalf.
Now, brother Mehdi Karimi from India says, is it true that Shi'as, even if they commit a lot of sins, will still go to Jannah one day?
If a Shi'i is a mujrim, meaning that he claimed to love Imam Ali alayhi salam, but he was someone who was a vile, evil person. There are those who claim to love Imam Ali alayhi salam who backstabbed him in the Battle of Jamal.
Yeah.
There are those who come to Imam Ali alayhi salam and say to him that, Mawla, we are of your Shia. And he says, no, I have not seen your name written in the list of the Shia. But we are, like how the munafiqun used to confess to the Prophet, you are the Holy Prophet, peace be upon his family. A person who is of the mujrimun will never enter heaven. The most evil of transgressors, oppressive, selfish, arrogant, will never. A person who, however, may have committed certain sins, but is the lover of the Ahlul Bayt, we hope for their intercession on the Day of Judgment.
Inshallah. Now, this next question comes from Sister Bella Baba, who says that Sayyid Ammar mentioned the angels in the grave, first being Ruman, the Munabbih. Can it be possible to ask him where this angel is mentioned, in which books, as different schools in Islam disbelief and dismiss that, and say that there is no trace of that, rather only Munkar and Nakir?
On the contrary, if a person looks within the works of Jalal ad-Din al-Suyuti, Suyuti narrates about the angel Ruman, Munkar and Nakir. He has certain works which relate to death and the hereafter. And so he mentions Ruman Fattan al-Qubur, or Ruman the Munabbih. And so this can be found where? In Suyuti's works, as well as being found for us in the text left behind by the Ahlul Bayt salawatullah wa salamu alayhim.
Ahsan. Now, Brother Abbas Rizvi from Pakistan says, when we go to the Qabristan, can the dead see us?
They can certainly hear our footsteps. That we have traditions in both Sunni and Shia literature. That they are able to hear our footsteps when we have come to the burial. In terms of the dead being able to see us, or the dead being able to visit us, this depends on their merits in this world and how much they have achieved the highest levels of taqwa and the highest levels of wara'. The higher the levels of taqwa and the higher the levels of wara', then you'll find that these people will be allowed to visit maybe once a week, maybe twice a week, and see us. Where they see us, they may see us in the homes. They may see us in other places, wherever Allah wills. Can they see us? Yes. If they are allowed to visit us minimum, as I said in my lectures, minimum one Friday a week. And then after that, however high their merits are, Allah allows the dead to come back and visit us.
Ahsan. Next question. Salam, I am a convert to Islam. My question is, can we feel that our marhumeen could be visiting us in our house? Jonathan Hughes from Coventry.
If we take the idea that the marhumeen can come and visit us, our dearly departed ones are able to come and visit us. As we said, the traditions, there are 5 in Al-Kafi of Shaykh Al-Kulayni that talk about the fact that they are able to visit us. Maybe once a week, maybe twice a week, maybe 3 times a week. Then one may feel their presence. How they visit us, whether they are in their human form or whether some hadiths mention a tayr or a asfur, like a bird, that is up to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. However, if a person says this, I feel their presence, I do not see why not. I really do not see why not. Can I count as that as definitive? No. But if they are able to come and visit us, then why not?
Agha Musa Habib from Nairobi, Kenya says, I know you partly answered this question by saying give sadaqah, but he says, how can we ask for forgiveness from those who may be dead, who we may have offended? Sorry, different question.
How can we ask for forgiveness from those
who may be dead, who may have been offended by us?
This is a very difficult one. And that is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continuously reminds us, whether it's in the Quran or in the world of hadith, that try and reconcile your differences before it's too late. Because truly, when it's too late, it's difficult to get the forgiveness of that person. You're going to have to wait, really, in one way until the Day of Judgment, in another way in the hope that the world of Barzakh has purified both you and that person to a level where they are forgiving of what you may have done. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Prophet, as well as the Imams of Ahlul Bayt, would always stress reconcile your differences and strengthen your ties. For the Prophet said reconciliation of differences is greater than all of fasting and all of prayer. So when we therefore come to this, we come to the understanding that if I have a problem with a family member from now, it's better that we sort it out now and listen to those who are trying to reconcile, rather than end up in a situation where that family member all of a sudden we hear they've died in a car crash. That family member we hear all of a sudden they die in a plane crash. That family member we hear all of a sudden they died of a heart attack. And then what do? Are you able to say to them sorry when everybody kept on telling you, come, sit, talk? Because Allah has a haqq over us and His creation have a haqq over us. Yes, there are concepts such as Raddul Madalim, that I may have wronged certain people in this world. I may, for example, look to pay a certain diya for people who I've wronged, or a certain amount of sadaqah. But that person, if they've died, and they move on, then after that, okay, one might go to the family. As we know in Islamic law, there may be a case where someone's killed, you go to the family, either they ask for blood money or they forgive. But the reality is that there are certain sins that you need the person's forgiveness from, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, that's not my remit. For example, we said, dhann, اجتنبوا كثيرا من الظن, keep away from suspicion. I suspect that this guy is this. I suspect that she's that. I suspect that they're this. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, Allah is willing to forgive adultery, but He will not forgive suspicion. Suspicion can only be forgiven by those people you have suspected. You have to go to the person. And that's why in this holy month of Ramadan, try your hardest. Anyone who you may have wronged, you may feel that they have something where they are hurt from you. Or you may feel that maybe a word that you said was in a wrong way on a wrong day. WhatsApp them. Salaamu alaikum, forgive me if I have ever said anything. Because when they die, it becomes extremely difficult.
Ahsant. Sister Shay Malik from Copenhagen says, if someone passes away due to COVID and are unable to get ghusl, what happens then?
If a person passes away due to COVID and they are unable to get the ghusl done, Ayatollah As-Sistani has made clear that if you don't have that PPE, then if ghusl cannot be done, you move on to where? Tayammum. Tayammum, if it's still risky to the life, then he even says no ghusl, no tayammum. You take that body, bury it, salat al-mayyit, done, finished. So you found that Ayatollah Sistani makes it clear, if there is a risk to the life of the people and this brings about further risk and you don't have the protective equipment, then a person may leave ghusl to do tayammum, may leave tayammum to not even have anything barring the salah as a basic and the burial.
Ahsan. Now, Reza Zaini from Finland says, my concept is not clear as for non-Muslims, even if he's a very good human being. How can he go to heaven when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said in the Quran that non-Muslims or mushriks can't enter heaven?
Anyone who believed in the oneness of God and even did an atom's weight of good, but may have been someone who, for one reason or the other, did not follow the message of the Prophet, peace be upon him and his family, they will be taken to hellfire. But hell is a purifier for them. Remember, hell is permanent for the mujrimun. Other than the mujrimun, that evil, arrogant, criminal tyrant. Otherwise, if a person is not that, it's a purifier. And as the hadith says, there is this place called Ayn al-Hayat, where they are given that complete purification. And there is a sign that these were the ones who have been released from hellfire. And so therefore you find that that non-Muslim, if they had the belief in one God, And they never had an obstinate rejection of or a hatred towards the Prophet, peace be upon him, and his family. Then if they are purified in that process, they are taken towards heaven. The non-Muslim who rejected God, mocked God, was arrogant towards God, that one again, you find that their abode, according to Islamic tradition, is hellfire. Whether they get purified or no, we don't know what the level of their soul is. The one who is a mushrik, has put partners to God, they say is one who can never be forgiven. But will his abode be the worst? It depends. Was he a mushrik who was arrogant? A mushrik who was a mujrim? A mushrik who only knew a certain amount of knowledge? Imam al-Baqir alayhi salam mentions that there's a place between heaven and hell. And that place, that mushrik may not be burnt by hell, nor receives all the blessings of heaven. Yeah.
Ahsant. Now do keep sending in your questions. They're coming in. There's so many of them coming in from behind the scenes. Now, William Blackley from Liverpool says, my question is, if someone does not love the Ahlul Bayt, but is a Muslim, but does not hate Imam Ali, and loves Imam Hussein, can we pray Surah Al-Fatiha for them after their death?
Yes, of course. As I said, in the world of Barzakh, there is the level of the Sabiqun, Al-Muqarrabun. There is the level of the most evil. So that's two extremes. In the middle, there is a level related to that hadith asked or narrated from Imam al-Baqir alayhi salam in Al-Kafi, where he is asked about the Muslim who believed in God, believed in the Prophet, peace be upon him, but did not take the wilaya or the imam of his time. And he says, if that person, as long as they did not have a hate to Al-Muhammad, salawatullah wa salam alayhi, then they will be in a good place. Read a Surah Al-Fatiha for sure. For those who have died and they had love for Muhammad and Al-Muhammad, they may not have been of the path of the Ja'fari Ithna Ashari school, but we read the Fatiha for them.
Ahsan. Now, Sayyidina, there were so many questions that have come in of people who have lost loved ones in these past few weeks. And I think this one is a question that should be addressed. He says, Assalamu alaikum, my father had many underlying health issues, catching the corona and all his organs failing. He passed away Friday 2 weeks ago in this holy month. I would like to know, is he considered a shaheed for the way he passed? Will I ever see him again in the afterlife? Are we able to see our families and friends if we make it to Jannah?
In all honesty, I think I've answered all of these questions related to this issue throughout the majalis. But I know that people are all still catching up on the series in some cases of 23 majalis. Many are catching up. First and foremost, the person who dies from the coronavirus is not necessarily dying as a martyr. But there are levels which mean that when you die as if you are a martyr. For example, whoever dies with the love of Al-Muhammad, salawatullah wa salamu alayhima, dies as if they are a martyr. A lady, if she dies miscarrying, for example, her child dies as a martyr. Suyuti has a whole list of categories of how people die as a martyr, in the sense that the reward they get is similar to the reward of the martyr. So the one who may even die, let's say there are doctors who died on the front line, and there are those who died because of the coronavirus, may not die as shuhada, but there are levels in which a person dies as if they were like a shaheed. Look at hadiths of Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, where it says, those who await the reappearance of the Imam Sahib al-Asr wal-Zaman, those are the best. And they will be raised as if they were martyrs with the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, and his family. Will you see your father? Of course. Your father, inshallah, is able to visit you. And there'll be a day you go to the world of Barzakh. And inshallah, you'll be sitting with your families in the world of Barzakh. And then from there you'll go, inshallah, to the heavenly abode, and you'll be reunited with your families. No doubt we say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you sabr in this period. But it's only a matter of time, inshallah, where we're all reunited with our beloved ones.
Ahsan. Now, a question from brother Jawad in Dearborn, Michigan. He says, my question is, Barzakh, taking place on earth? Is it in a different dimension? How is time measured in Barzakh?
Barzakh is still part of this life. We have Dar al-Dunya, we have Dar al-Akhirah. Barzakh is still part of this life. And it is in this dimension, within this universe. Where exactly, we do not know.
Oh, okay.
Is there day? There's day. Is there night? There's night. Morning, morning. Evening, evening. Pain, pain. Sickness, sickness. Good health, good health. Eating, eating. Palaces, palaces. Where exactly? Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows. If I would say to you that last night in your dreams, where did you travel? You traveled to places, but you're not sure where it is. You can't name the place. But you definitely know that your soul was suspended from your body for a certain period.
Yeah.
And so for us, that's the way that we look at the world of Barzakh.
Yeah.
But is it a different world? No. Dar al-Dunya includes here and the pit of the grave, a pit of hell or a garden of heaven. That is here.
Okay.
Dar al-Akhirah, that's when everything gets folded up, the earth gets expanded, and we start on a new plane again.
Ahsan. Now, we've got this question from Sister Layla in Perth, Australia. She says, my question is regarding the ruh, which Sayyid Ammar mentioned is a creation different than Jibreel and has a higher status. Can Sayyid please shed some light on it? Like, what is the purpose of its creation?
The ruh, according to the Imams of Ahlul Bayt, salawatullah wa salamu alayhim. As we can see on the chapter of the ruh in Al-Kafi of Shaykh Al-Kulayni, if I'm not mistaken, chapter 56, about the ruh that assists the Imams. Jibreel is not the ruh. According to the Imams of Ahlul Bayt, salawatullah wa salamu alayhim, if you read the hadiths in Al-Kafi, you'll find that many of us, when we read the surah, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, inna anzalnahu fi laylatil qadr, wa ma adraka ma laylatul qadr khayrun min alfi shahr, tanazzalu al-malaika wal-ruh. Al-malaika therefore is separate, al-ruh is separate. Ruh is a higher station than the malaika, higher than Jibreel alayhi salam. And the ruh is what one may say, if I use the most trivial language, the wingman of the Prophet and the Imams. Meaning that while the malaika have their own roles, Jibreel has his role, Mikael has his role, Israfil has his role, Azrael has his role, Malik has his role, Ridwan has his role, the ruh is the wingman for the Prophet and the Imams. He's alongside them, bringing all messages to them throughout their lives. And that station is a station reserved particularly for the ruh. Some traditions talk of 5 spirits, and that his spirit is unique, more unique than any other spirit.
Ahsan. Now, we've got this question from India saying, Assalamu alaikum, Brother Muhsin says, can we pay to get namaz and rosa done of someone who has passed away?
Of course, a person can ask for salah and fasts of their family members who have passed away by asking for salat al-istijara to be prayed. And a person goes towards, for example, let's say a Mawlana, whether in their vicinity or in Qum or in Najaf, and he finds that Mawlana will say, I will pray the qada on behalf of your deceased parents. Of course, you can't do it if you have qada prayers missing and you go up to someone and you're like, hey buddy, do you mind, here's £50, just pray for the next week for me. That can't be done. But for someone who's passed away, it can be done.
Ahsan. This question from Brother Mustafa Shams in Tanzania says, Assalamu alaikum. Sayyid Ammar mentioned in yesterday's lecture that your husband and wife can be seen in Jannah as well. What happens if they don't make it to Jannah? Do we move on? Or do we find a new partner?
I'd find a new partner straight away, bro. I'd be like, I'm waiting. And on the other hand, the lady might be like, I'm not waiting. So, yeah, you know, someone might say, well, Sayyidina, if I make it to Jannah and my wife is stuck in the Sarat, and the Sarat takes 40 years, I'll be just like, bro, make use of those 40 years ASAP, man.
Ahsan Sayyidina. Now, we've got from Brother John in Oklahoma. He says, are there those who stay in hell forever if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is all merciful?
Mujrimun only. The fara'ina. Fir'aun is symbolic of the most tyrannical. There were fara'ina before the Prophet, peace be upon his family, and there were fara'ina around the time of the Prophet, peace be upon his family. Those mujrimun will stay in hell forever. However, I would say the majority of the people in hell, you will find, are purified and cleansed. How long that takes, I don't know. Does that mean that we just be trivial about it? No, because I don't want to even go there. Mustaqarra wala muqama. I don't want to stay for a short time or for a long time. What did we say in Dua Joshan? Yesterday I could hear you guys' voice with Brother Ma'soumi. What do we say every line?
Subhanaka
Ya la ilaha illa ant al-ghawth khallasna min al. Okay, so what we have, the mujrimun stay in hell forever. Others, once they're purified, they come out. Hence you have concepts like in Surah 6 verse 128, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says khalidina fiha illa ma sha Allah. Ahsant, khalidina fiha abada may be seen, but khalidina fiha illa ma sha Allah. Or labithina fiha ahqaba. There are opinions that these two may be different from each other, but that there seems a certain period in which those people will stay. Wallah, I don't know if it's 80 years, I don't know if it's 10,000 years, I don't know if it's 60,000 years. But there is a certain period until they finally are able to leave hell and go towards heaven. So don't imagine that everybody stays in hell. Hell, Jahannam, that deepest level, where it's got a pit called Falaq, deepest, that's reserved for those who hurt God's prophets and who are arrogant towards their families and who were obstinate in their arrogance and their selfishness. Yeah, that one's reserved. They will never come out. They'll burn there forever.
Now we have a question from Callum Rose from Derby. He says, I'm an atheist. Why, if God exists, would God put us in hell if he's so merciful?
Well, firstly, Callum, when you're saying if God exists, why would he? First and foremost, let's define God. When anyone asks you who's not a Muslim, if God is this, then why is that? Well, firstly, let's have the definition of God. God has laid out a certain system of creation, a system in which a person grows in, and a system where we shouldn't oppress each other's rights. If I was to give the metaphor of our own society, in this country, I'm always thinking about the system and making sure that I'm living properly within that system. Do you agree?
Yep.
The system tells me that if you end up raping someone on the street, we'll put you behind bars for life. When I'm put behind bars for life, is the system the problem? It's my behavior. The system is saying to me that, listen, you want to live here, study here, educate yourself, be someone successful. There's freedom for all of you. But remember one thing. Live by the rules of the system. If a person ends up molesting 2, 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, raping them, do I turn around and say, why is the British government so unmerciful by putting that person behind bars for life? No. On the contrary, I'm happy with that decision. Likewise, this decision of hellfire, the system is a system. If you believe in the godly system, that's, Callum, if you're a good person and you've not done harm to anybody, there's a moral way of living, there's no way you're one of the inhabitants of hell who's going to burn there forever. Might be cases of a purification process. So for a person to say, well, why is it like that? You agree with a system that has a certain punishment, certain prisons for those who have committed crimes, yet you find it illogical. God's mercy, of course, envelopes us all the time, and that anyone who's even committed these crimes, if they perform tawbah, they can be forgiven. Judge says, I hope that you die in prison. I hope that you burn. I wish I could give you a longer sentence. Whereas God says the doors of tawbah are open even for the worst criminal. But if all these doors of tawbah you didn't take advantage of, then you can't blame anyone but yourself.
Ahsant, Sayyidina. Now, we are going to go for a short break. Do join us after this clip as we come back to this special Q&A with Dr. Sayyid Ammar Nakshawani. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.
We all have have a duty towards the preservation and the propagation of the message of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Indeed, one of the best ways to work towards the reappearance of Imam al-Mahdi ajjalallahu ta'ala farajul sharif is through promoting the values of Karbala. Imam Hussein Media Group is the only Shia television network that broadcasts globally in 5 different languages: Arabic, Farsi, Turkish, Urdu, and English. We are appealing to the lovers of Imam Hussein alayhi salam worldwide to support the channel such that it may continue its global operations. Imam Hussein Media Group is seeking 1,000 partners to pledge to a £14 contribution per month. This will allow the channel to sustain its operating costs as we continue to spread the message of Imam Hussein alayhi salam in multiple languages across the globe. You be a part of this great legacy and donate today. You can pledge in 2 ways. www.imamhussein3.tv/donate will take you direct to our donation page where you can pledge monthly. Or you can call or WhatsApp us on 0044 793 9917163. Imam Hussein TV, your gateway to Karbala.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and thank you so much for joining us back. Hope you enjoyed that small break. But Sayyidina, back to the questions because we are short of time. This one from Shahbaz Khan in Kashmir. He says, if our free will is in heaven, can't we commit sins? And if a person can ask and have anything, can't they ask for something horrific?
Yeah, those guys won't be in heaven.
Okay.
Yeah, if a person's still thinking about that which is horrific and they want to commit horrific sins, that they won't be in heaven. Because you do get people saying, well, if I'm allowed to be in heaven, I'm going to think of doing the most haram thing. You buddy, won't be in heaven.
Ahsan. Now, which ayah in the Quran is key to our success in the hereafter if we implement it? Zahra Abidi, Miami, USA.
Well, I would definitely say all the verses that talk about remembrance of God. Remember me, I will remember you. Remember God, a thorough remembrance. Remember God on many occasions. The dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is fundamental in this world and fundamental in our position and our growth in the hereafter.
Now, Murtada Hakim asks, what are the opinions on the A'raf? You spoke about it and I wanted a bit more insight, please.
The A'raf, there is Surah 7 of the Quran, Surah Al-A'raf. And that surah talks of these people on elevated places. Non-Shi'i opinions are that it's a place for those who are 50-50, middle ground, good, bad sins and good deeds. And they stay there for a while. Shi'i opinions, this is a place where the highest of the high, Muhammad and al-Muhammad salawatullah wasalam alayhim, are able to overlook those who are on the sirat and those of their followers as well as those of their enemies. They are people with elevated positions.
Ahsan. Now, what is the particularity for Shia people who die in holy places, for example, while performing Hajj in Mecca or Ziyarah in Karbala?
Well, it's the best thing is that hopefully your last deed would have been in Ziyarah. And you never know when death will come. But even if you go on Ziyarah, there's someone who could go on Ziyarah and still be performing a deed that may be away from the path of God. You could be in Ziyarah, but you could also be doing Ghibah. So at the end of the day, it's all about that last moment and how your life before that has grown and evolved. Ultimately, wherever you die, you want to make sure that your last actions are actions which are worthy of the Lord's praise and the Lord's blessings.
Ahsan Sayyidina. Now we will welcome on right now Brother Shah Abbas, who will stay on set with Dr. Sayyid Ammar Nakshawani. I will be coming back later on in the show, and inshallah he can present to you his segment on the fundraiser. Inshallah, do join us.
alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back. What an amazing month of Ramadan that we've just had. And the beautiful shows that we've been doing, the amals and etc. we've been doing. We've been stuck at home. We couldn't go out to the mosque. We couldn't engage in our community. But right now, what Imam Hussein TV has done, something beautiful. Put people in charge right here to bring the amal over to yourself. Right now, we need your help, my dear brothers and sisters. We're asking for funds to run the channel itself. With me, our still guest is Sayyidina Nakshawani. Assalamu alaikum, Sayyidina.
Wa alaikum salam, Shaykh
Sayyidina,
Abbas.
Imam Hussein TV has done some amazing work. First of all, you've done some amazing work, especially youth like myself. We've taken advantage and we learn a lot staying at home. Is it enough or do we need more?
Well, I think that the work behind the scenes sometimes is undervalued and underestimated. You know, these guys behind the scenes, some of their work has been absolutely brilliant. And all of this has costs, you know. If the crane, for example, now that I think any second is probably going to fall on the top of my head, but the cranes that go around now and the cameras that we have and the work that's happening with these cameras has been absolutely outstanding. The guys behind the scenes who prepare, you know, this stage over here. Let me just make something very clear to everybody. This mambar, our beloved Mullah Mehdi is the one who did this mambar, if I'm not mistaken. And this mambar here, a week before the majalis were about to begin, this mambar had not existed. We asked one of the members from our community if he can make a mambar.
Wow.
Because there were so many requests from people that they wanted a series of majalis, like the series I used to do, such as the Imam Ali series and the Imam Mehdi series and the Prophet series and the Quran series and so on. So they literally built this mambar within a few days. But still, a mambar alone is one thing. But those over there, I don't know if Shaykh Abbas actually can move and touch those placards or what you see at the back.
I'm stuck.
That is not a green screen. I don't know if anyone can come in from the backroom staff. Minhal, if you can come in from the backroom staff, I just want everyone to have a look at the amount of effort that these brothers and sisters put. Yes. Minhal, just go to over there, although you've covered all the cameras now, Minhal, but anyway, no problem. Just hold that. That is not a green, what they call them, green screen. Yeah, that's not a green screen. If you look at that, that takes immense effort. And I don't know if you could actually show some of the lights that we have on the sides. There are lights all the way at the top. It is unbelievable. The amount of work that goes into this production. People sit at home, 7:30 Shaykh Abbas. Yep. Every night they were able to see until their iftar time. Majalis from the comfort of their home. These lads over here, albeit social distancing and isolation meant we couldn't have as much of the staff here as we wanted, but the couple of the staff that were here behind the scenes, preparing the poster, preparing the upload onto their page, the upload onto my new YouTube page, the upload onto Instagram, the upload onto... All of this has immense effort. Not only that, the continuous programs from others in the community.
Yeah.
You know, who have been doing programs on fiqh, others who are doing tafsir of the Holy Quran. We're just showing some of the viewers the behind the scenes of the studio. I don't know whose socks and boxer shorts those are there. But anyway, so you have over here the behind the scenes of the studio. And people were asking me that these majalis that I was giving, was there an audience? There's no audience. But look, did you think that there's no audience?
I think yes. There were millions of audience, a lot of people watching it. I was watching it.
But here.
Not here. But
here.
No.
There was no audience here. A lot of people see me looking right and left when I'm on the mambar. When they see me looking right and left, they think that there's people to my right and to my left. There's no one there. Well, you never know if the Imam of our time, Sayyidah Fatima, Allah blesses the departed ones who can come back to visit. So behind the scenes, the effort has been amazing. And you look at that Night of Qadr program, you saw people from around the world who've got younger children, their kids could finally understand A'mal of Laylatul Qadr.
Yeah.
For years we'd go to our mosques, the Mawlana reads in Arabic, you don't understand what's happening. And even if the du'as are being read in Arabic, now there's English translation. All we're saying is that we need all of your support. We promise you, with your support, we will continue and continue to produce these majalis, these talk shows. Many people follow live in London every Monday night on Imam Hussein TV. But we need the support because we want to now make groundbreaking documentaries.
Yes, absolutely. Saying that, brothers and sisters, you've just heard it. It's not easy putting these things in place. It's not easy bringing this high standard, good quality content to your doorstep, to your house. We need your help. If you can please give us a call on 0203 515 0199. I'm sure there's a lot of people watching this side now who've got a lot of money right now, and it's a month of giving. It's a time to give right now. All we need is probably about a couple of £1,000 per person, make a donation. We're doing this campaign, £14 a month, forever. You spoke in your lecture. When people die, you leave a legacy, you leave something behind.
Yes,
can I ask you a question, right? A simple question to the viewers, right? If I was to make a donation to Imam Hussein TV, £14 a month, or whatever donation, and if I die, when I die, is that classed as Sadaqah Jariyah or not?
Without a doubt, and at the same time, do it in the name of your marhumeen.
Okay.
So many people ask me, what is it that will help our marhumeen? And no doubt, giving charity in the name of your marhumeen. Believe you me, nothing gives more joy to that mum or your dad who's passed away, who you miss so much, like when you give a payment of charity in their name. Believe you me, even we are told when someone dies, you pay sadaqah first, then salat al-wahsha. A lot of people do salat al-wahsha when their deceased have died. They haven't paid any sadaqah. Sadaqah, then salat al-wahsha. So on a night like this, if you're able to, what you're doing, as I said in that lecture, about the three that live. And that is that sadaqah jariyah, you leave behind a piece of knowledge. You leave behind righteous son or daughter. Or you leave behind that charity that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we can do tonight. And our viewers on Imam Hussein TV are wonderful viewers, are generous viewers. I made one announcement in relation to the Hazara killings, and we've raised thousands, alhamdulillah, with the Noor of Muhammad and the Zahra Trust team. And I'm sure that we're able to raise on a night like this even close to 50,000 to 100,000 pounds with the amount of viewers that we've had. If we've hit the million mark in terms of viewership on live, plus Facebook, plus YouTube, then we surely are able, if each person who watches this is able to give, like you said, a standing order of £14
£14 a month. That's nothing.
£14 a month, I'm sure it's something in the name of the 14 Mahsumin which we
That's
can
exactly what it is. Brothers and sisters, we are doing one simple campaign. £14 a month. We're looking to get 2,000 people signed up today, inshallah, with the Facebook Live that we've got on. I just been told that we've got over 2,000 people watching this right now. Can we tell them anything?
2,000 on Facebook Live
people
alone.
Watching this.
Alone.
Yes, all together.
You know, that's just on the Facebook Live, let alone the number of people who are watching on their television screens, let alone the people who are watching from my channels. We can all get together. Believe you me that there are channels out there who may only get 100 people, 150 people throughout the year watching them on the television screens, and maybe it might increase in the holy month of Ramadan. But if we're having just now a couple thousand people just before iftar comes, this is the 23rd of Ramadan.
Yeah.
Last night we done the Ammar of night of the 23rd. We're on the 23rd of Ramadan. The doors of Jannah are open. Let's all get together tonight. And I'm sure that we're able to raise 6 figures. And I know that there are some people who are thinking that, you know what, with COVID-19, things aren't as rosy as they used to be. But the highest sign of taqwa is when you give when things aren't going so well. There are many who give when their businesses are flourishing and going so well. But what I want to see is that in our communities, I promise you, I don't know if how many of the backroom staff said Murtada, I don't know if any of the other team, Minhal, said Mustafa, Hussein, Hamoudi, Amir, all of you, if you can come out, I don't know if some of you can come out. The average age of the backroom team, the backroom staff, average age is 26. Don't count Minhal's beard that's made him look like he's 48, but the average age is in their 20s. I want to call out, even said Muhsin Shah, please come out as well. Please. Again, another of the, please come join us. We want to invest Hussein, please. Although Hussein on TV looks like he's 6, but Amir, please come along. Guys, these are be careful of social distancing as well, please, if you don't mind. Otherwise, we're gonna be all in trouble for the rest of our lives. And don't mind the type of shirts that they're all wearing. The reality is that all of these guys you see over here, these are the future, Shah Abbas. These are our youth. Even said Murtada al-Husseini, if he can come out as well. And please, said Murtada is the brains behind. Also Haji Qasim, I don't know Haji Qasim or no. Haji Qasim loves to be behind the scenes. He's going like this to me and so on. Look at all of these wonderful faces. Some of them have nur, some not much. But what you have is that these are our future. They are the youth. They are behind the scenes. And they're serving a channel named Imam Hussein TV.
Ya Allah.
Alayhi salam. For years, we have waited for the day where we can have a channel, all of us sit, have majalis live. Imagine if we never had television channels, what would happen to us in the world today without these live majalis? But these who we see over here, who I'm hoping now they're going back to the office and they won't all trip over each other. But these who we see over here, there you go. More elegant than the supermodels on a catwalk. These who we see over here, they are the energy. They are the reply to the call. Helmin.
Yes.
Nasirin.
Yeah.
Is there any helper to help us? And there's so many of you who have helped us. Even if Sayyid Mustafa Akhund, if he can come out as well towards the front, please. He has been organizing, planning, prepping. You don't know how much this person has done. Please come towards the front.
God bless you.
This is a person behind the scenes. Nobody will ever see him. And his fiance is in Norway and they've been going crazy. They've actually been going crazy because the moment he got engaged, Corona happened, COVID-19 happened. So those Ryanair, he's trying to get on the flights, but there's no flights available. So he's going nuts at the moment.
Let's do dua for him.
Now we have to do dua for him and his fiance, the poor Norwegian sister, who's thinking to herself, what did I do wrong that I married this guy and COVID-19 happened? Yeah, she's definitely not sticking with him in Jannah. Okay? So all of these behind the scenes, they have been absolutely amazing. And the only way we can, and I'll be very frank about this.
Yeah, please.
The only way we can train and employ more of our youth so that we're stronger in the media, all our communities, media. Why are we not in the media? Why are not we representing media? Okay. Let's have apprenticeship programs, let's have training schemes where we're able to ensure that the youth can come through. A conveyor belt of our youth can come through who are trained in how to be behind the scenes, camera, production, television, video, documentaries. But we need your support. And the details are all there, said Murtada. Are the details on the screen?
Yeah,
all the bank details on the screen.
Is everyone seeing the details on the screen? Because I know everybody is about 25, 30 minutes away from breaking their fast. May Allah bless all of you. In the name of your marhumin, your Bibi, you may love her, she has passed away. A Jiddu, a Baba, a Mama, someone who you want to say that I'm dedicating in their name, inshallah. Say Murtada.
I don't know how clear my voice is at the moment.
Yes.
But I think we have over 10,000 views at the moment that are watching the channel at the moment.
MashaAllah.
At the moment now live. That's later on by the hits to the 100,000s, inshallah.
Inshallah.
But I think these 2,000, 10,000 views who are watching at this moment, if they all partake in that £14 per month partnership with the channel, I think that we only need 1,000 partners to make this channel stable per month, okay? Every month the channel goes into debt with broadcast expenses and so on, and paying wages and stuff. But if we have 1,000 viewers only to take part in this £14 monthly donation, this channel will be stable enough to continue its production every month, to broadcast the message of Imam Hussein to every household across the globe. So I don't think there's anything.
My dear brothers and sisters, said we are in such a difficulty that said Murtada doesn't even have a chair.
He's sitting down on the floor. No, I'm fine.
Please. Look at the youth in our community. Look at the amount of effort there is. All of us, when we came to these countries, were wondering, will our youth's aqeedah remain? the way we received our aqa'id from our parents. And now look, alhamdulillah, our youth are at the forefront, who are trying to make sure that programs are done where people learn from the Quran. What is our lectures on death been? Except message from the Quran and from the words of Ahlul Bayt salawatullah wa salamu alayhima about death and preparing for death and the Day of Judgment.
Absolutely. I think you summed it up perfectly well. Brothers and sisters, if you're watching this, we just need 1,000 partners of £14 and we can be a very stable. We shouldn't be asking you for money. It's Imam Hussein TV channel. We need your help. Sayyidina, you made a really brilliant point earlier on, right? What are we doing in the world of media? It's always a question that says, why are you not speaking up? We just saw on the news, the people got butchered in Afghanistan. The babies got killed. We don't see mainstream media covering it. Imam Hussein TV, like other channel, is doing it. Is it not our duty and responsibility to be part of this channel, Sayyidina?
The media can make or break generations. If you look, after Imam Ali alayhi salam died, Muawiyah made sure that he was so in charge of the media, the tafsir of verses of the Quran which were revealed by Imam Ali was changed. Children were brought up to despise Imam Ali. Lecturers could not open up about Imam Ali alayhi salam. And that's where Muawiyah showed, you control the media, you can make people even doubt whether Imam Ali alayhi salam prays. If we are able to get stronger in the media, then we are able to help guide our youths. I'm not saying that everything on our channel has to be agreed upon by the whole of the world. There may be areas we differ. There may be viewpoints we differ. But central to all of us is the love of Allah, the Prophet, and the Ahlul Bayt salawatullah wa salamu alayhim. That nobody can deny. We are only trying our hardest to make sure that the memory of Al Muhammad salawatullah wa salamu alayhim is there. When I do masa'ib at the end of my lectures in Shahr Ramadan, it's not Muharram. So why am I doing masa'ib? Because all roads lead to Karbala. And all roads lead to Imam Hussein salawatullah wa salamu alayhi. Before the Prophet said, Hussein is from me and I am from Hussein. Allah loves the one who loves Hussein. True love of Imam Hussein alayhi salam can be seen in those who attend Majalis and Muharram. But also in those who make sure that his name can be heard everywhere. And that they make it clear that when we say, Ya laytana kunna ma'akum, we wish that we were with you.
Yeah.
We prove it now, inshallah.
Do you know what, saying that? We're fasting right now, right? And I don't know how you do this. I'm thirsty itself. There are a lot of people who are watching this, right? And who are thirsty. And what is the blessings of giving charity when you're during your fast? Can that be counted towards this blessed month of Ramadan? Should be, right?
There is a door in Jannah for those who are fasting. One of the doors of Jannah is for those who, for example, went on a holy struggle. One of the doors of Jannah are those who fed the poor. One of the doors of Jannah are those who are fasting. Therefore, what we have here is a door of the doors of Jannah is opening for us. Now, you imagine a door in Jannah for those who are fasting and a door in Jannah for those who give charity. What's a combination? Now, the doors,
two doors are open.
They're open for all of us. So at this moment, the doors of Jannah are literally saying to you, listen, we're revolving. Come in. You contribute now. 23rd day of Shahr Ramadan. It's multiplied more than we can ever imagine.
You're making it easier for people to give right now. Do you have anything to ask?
I don't have much to ask. I don't think there's much that we need to ask for. When we're asking for support for a cause like Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, I don't think we have to be sitting here, or Sayyid needs to be sitting here asking for money or asking for contribution from viewers. It's a reminder, but I remember a couple of days ago, Minhal was sitting down, he was helping me fundraise for this month. He was off work. His workplace closed down, so I told him, come here, help us fundraise and help support the channel. So we done a shift from about 2 p.m. in the afternoon till the next day till about 9 a.m. because we were doing phone calls to Australia. So we had to stay up in the a.m. to match their time zone. So he was like to me, and at the end of our shift, he was like, Sayyid Murtada, I'm tired, or ma'af shino, or he was like, I'm getting tired and this is very frustrating that I'm not getting much donations coming in. He's like, why do we have to sit there and beg people? And why do I have to spend hours and hours asking people for donations? Then, or they shut the phone in my face, or they tell me I'm not interested. But when it comes to the live shows and everything, everyone's ready to watch and they want their children to learn. But if you're not contributing towards this cause, how are we supposed to continue?
How are we
going to
do it?
And bring up your children and the correct direction? And mashallah, the other faiths are putting millions and thousands of money into mainstream media. Why can't our people, our communities put their millions and thousands
And
into...
to add to your words, said Murtada, your beautiful words, Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam and Imam al-Rada alayhi salam, they both have these lines repeated. Rahimallah man ahya amrana. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give mercy to those who give life to our affair, to our teachings. Now, look at the wording. Rahimallah man ahya amrana. May Allah have mercy on those who give life. That means even our teachings can sometimes die, unless there's a group who are involved in giving life to them again.
That's so beautiful.
Rahimallah man ahya amrana. Ahya can only be for that which is dying. Something that is dying, Imam al-Sadiq says, Allah has mercy on those who give life. Even their affair, their wilayah, their teachings can reach a stage where they are dying. And a group will emerge who give life.
That's who, inshallah.
And that, inshallah, is us.
Yes, brothers and sisters, we don't have that long with Sayyid Ammar. He will be leaving soon. But before we take a break, brothers and sisters, if you're watching this live, as I say, £14 a month, 1,000 people are watching this right now. Just make that donation.
And I'd like to add one more thing. The Imam Hussein alayhi salam is a madrasa.
Institute.
He is the kulliyah, he is the jami'ah, he is the mustashfa. He is the cure and he is the school for our education. How many out there are paying tuition fees in the most prestigious schools of thousands and thousands? When it comes to Imam al-Hussein school, maybe I'll give you $50, maybe I'll give you $10. But our kids, no. This is also fundamental for our sons and daughters. There are people who live in remote areas. This is fundamental for our sons and daughters, for their growth. This is a kulliyah. This is a madrasa. Dua al-Jawshan al-Kabir is a madrasa. The teachings of our ulama is a madrasa. Dua Abu Hamza Thamali is a madrasa. Raising the Quran on the head and the children, see, this is madrasa.
Yep.
Tonight is a night, inshallah, my dear brothers and sisters. I ask you from my heart, any of you who have any respect, at least for some of the majalis or talk shows that we've had, continue to help support them, continue to help fund them.
See, I know your time's up, you're going away. Any final words, anything you want to say? The last minute people are watching this, they're not too sure. They think about making a donation. Anything you can say, give a kick.
The more you give, my dear brothers and sisters, the more you will see us outside of Muharram and Shahr Ramadan.
Thank you.
Many only see us Muharram, Shahr Ramadan. Inshallah, the more you give, the more programs we'll do.
Thank you so much, Sayyidina.
May Allah bless all of you. I love all of you out there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, brothers and sisters. We're going to take a really short break and we'll be back on air. Please stay tuned. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back on Imam Hussein TV. We need your help. One of the main aims and objectives of Imam Hussein TV is to inspire and train the youth of Ahlul Bayt. So we can come on shows and we can do some amazing work itself. With me, we've got an amazing guest. Brother, Assalamu alaikum. How are you keeping, bro?
Assalamu alaikum, Shah
I know you were on earlier on. There are people watching this. All we need is 1,000 people watching this right now, right? And if all can give £14 a month, that's all we need. £14 a month. How beautiful that is. How much is the cost and how beautiful that is, right?
Nah. So I don't think we're asking for much from the debuts. I just want to make clear firstly that I don't usually sit in front of a camera. I've never done sitting in front of a camera.
Desperate times, bro. Desperate needs.
I'm
We
usually
need
behind
you.
the camera. I was with brother
Shout
Sheikh
out.
Abbas in Canada last a couple months back. Firstly, shout out to all our viewers in Toronto, Canada. Amazing people made massive contributions while we were in Canada on our last trip, alhamdulillah. Even though we had a snowstorm.
We'll be back on, inshallah, to Canada and America.
Inshallah.
Do you know what? This is a beautiful channel that I'm proud of. We're in millions of places. We're in different countries. We are here, there, and everywhere. You know, how beautiful is that? How amazing. I've got a question for you. What do you do? I know you don't come on air that much. What do you do? You're in the back office. You're chilling. You're doing a lot of work in the back. What is your role? Tell us why this channel is so important.
Why is this channel important? Why is this channel important? So my role at the channel is I direct production with Haji Qasim and the other guys here. So I managed to direct the production. Before I used to be a cameraman. We used to sit in a little room. In 2015, we opened the first studio in London. It wasn't a studio, it was an office. And we had a little room in Hussein Rasul A'zam in Cricklewood. So we were made up of a little room. Then 2016, we continued production in a bigger room. We got a bigger room in the Husseiniya. 2017, we moved to these offices in Colindale, alhamdulillah. And since then, it's become a bigger adventure every year, and every year it gets bigger for us.
Said, I've got a question for you, right? Before you go, I know you're dying to go back and do some work. I've grabbed you from your time.
Nah.
Tell us more about the member, right? You
member.
put this in place, right? You've chosen a member for month of Ramadan.
Why did we choose a member for Shahr Ramadan? So before Shahr Ramadan, in a week, Sayyid Ammar called me. He's like, Sayyid Murtada, I need to do something different this year. I was like to him, what is it, Sayyid? He's like, I want a member on set. I was like to him, Sayyid, it's COVID times. We closed the office about 2 weeks before Shahr Ramadan. So all the staff started working from home. So he called me, he's like, we want a member in the studio and I need it within a week. I was like to him, okay, inshallah. So it was a bit challenging because we had to find...
I've been just told, Brother Sajjad's donation.
Oh, okay. Oh, Sayyid Mohsin did message me about that. Okay, so we have a dear viewer.
No way.
Brother Sajjad Ja'far from Peterborough, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yes, from Peterborough. Okay, so he makes contributions throughout the year to the channel and to the charity. So what he's requested, he's going to make a monthly pledge towards the channel every month in the name of our brothers and sisters in the following countries.
Okay.
So each monthly donation will be in the name of that country. So Yemen, Iraq, Pakistan, India, Afghanistan, China, Iran, Africa, Asia, and Iraq again. Okay. Other than that, he wants, if I could request the viewers to please first recite Surah Al-Fatiha. In the name, I'm getting a phone call. Okay, in the name of his father, Muhammad Ali Bai Ja'far, who passed away a couple years ago.
Please, brothers and sisters, please recite a Fatiha for them. Thank you so much while you're watching this.
And he messaged me and he's making a donation of 2K in the name of his father.
Ya
So
Allah,
can we
let's
say
make salawat, bro. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. We've just had a £2,000 donation coming, brother from Peterborough. God bless you. Thank you so much. I know saying that. I know.
Let me do my Fatiha before
Bismillah.
I forget.
Let's do this. Let's do it together. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Thank you very much, Brother Sajjad. Alhamdulillah, very good contributor, and I think he's a role model for everyone who makes donations. For the last
Sadaqah Jariyah, bro. He started the whole Sadaqah Jariyah. That's amazing. Sadiq, I've got a question for you before you go, right? Sayyid Murtaza, finally, just final words, right? Tell us the importance for the people to make donations for this channel.
So this channel, let's look back a couple months ago when the COVID thing first started. Let's go back then. I don't want to go back to too much details, but a couple months ago when the COVID thing first started, we could say, I don't want to say it was something good that happened or something bad that happened, but it woke up our ummah, alhamdulillah. And how could I tell? We were receiving thousands and thousands of emails and letters from our viewers asking questions about, oh, how do you perform so and so? How do you recite so and so? I don't know which camera I should look at. I'm so confused.
Just look at anyone, bro. The beautiful places.
They were just messaging us how to perform so and so. So at times like this, it shows how important this channel is to people at home. For us living in London, this channel might not be important because we have so much centres and Husseiniyyat here. But for people who live in the outskirts of cities who don't have Husseiniyyat, this channel is a platform for them to learn and to gain knowledge from the teachings.
Absolutely. Do you know one of the aims and objective of, I know this you've pretty much done, I understand that. You know the aims and objectives of Imam Hussein TV is to present the true image of Islam in the world right now. Islam is getting tarnished. Islam is getting really bad name, bad press. Imam Hussein TV is making a stand. You know, in addition to that, Sayyid Ammar was mentioning that beautiful point, is itself is inspiring and bringing our youth out there to help those people. Brother, thank you so much for coming on right now.
I think I should just put one more message through. I know I'm very time limited and I've done the schedule myself, so I need to follow the schedule myself. I should be off by now. But I think for all our dear viewers that are watching today, I think it's really important for you to keep in mind that maybe that you're at home, now I realize why I said Ammar gets really angry when people talk in the background. Because I can't concentrate when there's people talking. And Minhal is standing here staring at me to tell me to get off. You might have been brought up in a way where your parents taught you all the teachings of the Ahlul Bayt, taught you the Quran, taught you a hadith, taught you religion. But there's millions of people out there who didn't have this teachings that they grew up with. So maybe you contributing towards the channel may not be that important to you, but it's important for those people that are living in the West who don't know much about the religion or don't know how to perform wudu, how to pray, the ahkam. So I think by you participating, you're the one that's becoming the window for that person sitting at home, the school for them at home.
Bro, you've been absolutely amazing.
Azizi.
Thank you so much. May Allah bless you for the amount of work that
I'm
you're doing.
sorry if I said anything wrong.
You came on from the back office, bro. Thank you so much. God bless you, bro. We'll see you soon. Brothers and sisters,
We don't want to go for a break.
we're not going to take a break. Brothers and sisters, before we change our guests, I'm going to give you a really quick update on who Imam Hussein TV is. Imam Hussein TV's aim itself is to portray a peaceful, non-violent and accurate image of Islam. Something that we don't have right now. It's a 24-hour channel, 5 languages, Arabic, Farsi, English, Turkish, Urdu. It's got over several million views. We've got some high-end quality lectures. And with me, our next guest, you've seen him multiple times. Brother Imran, how you doing, bro?
How you doing, Shah, brother Shah?
How you giving, man? Minhal, it's so amazing to have you on. Seen your lectures. You're doing some amazing work.
Thank you so much.
We are here for fundraising.
Yes,
we need people's help.
For.
We need people to make this donation. How much work do you take to do your prep when you're on the shows? How much time does it take? How much do you give up? Do you give up a lot? Do you think it's something that people need to do it?
I mean, you know, with Imam Hussein TV, we're working here from that room in there. You know, sometimes we come in 9 a.m. We don't leave until 6 a.m. the following day. Imam Hussein TV is constantly working. And brothers and sisters, this is my message to you. We are ghurba. We are ghareeb in this land. We talk about Imam al-Hussein being ghareeb. We talk about Imam al-Rida being ghareeb al-Tus, the ghareeb of the land of the Furs. Yet we don't realize we're ghareeb here. We need channels like these. We need Imam Hussein TV to give us those reminders, to give us those stories, those benefits, the ahkam, the daily and weekly and reminders about the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. Donate towards this channel. This is a sadaqah jariyah for you and your children. When your children grow up, in a Western society, many of us are first generation here, Shah.
Yes.
I'm first generation here. My parents were in Iraq. My parents grew up in an Islamic upbringing, Islamic society. Many of our parents grew like that. But we grew up in a Western society where we see so many things going on around us. Yet we stick firm to our religion. We stuck firm to the wilayah of Amir al-Mu'mineen. Nothing allowed us to deviate from that path. And it's because of shows and channels like Imam Hussein TV. I'll speak to you something from a personal experience. This is personal. At the age of 15, I saw Imam Hussein TV. I saw Sayyid Ammar Nakshawani on here with brother Jabir, if you know him. The first presenter with Sayyid Ammar. I said, wow, who is this man? Who is this man? This man is so full of knowledge. His charisma, everything about him was like, wow, I could sit and listen to him to the point where I was listening to 8 lectures a day.
Wow. 8 hours a day.
8 hours a day, I was sitting there listening to Sayyid Ammar. And why? Because it was Imam Hussein TV. Imam Hussein TV gave me that opportunity. Allowed me to look, I have an ambition now. I want to become a lecturer. What did I become? I became a youth lecturer. And that's going to build up for me to, inshallah, become a lecturer with my studies.
You are an example, a prime example of what Imam Hussein TV has done. They'll prepare up, grind up, and build up. You speak so eloquently. Alhamdulillah, make all this. Brothers and sisters, one of the problems that we've got in living in a Western world, we're afraid how our Shia young kids are being brought up.
Yeah.
There's a lot of haram around us.
Yes.
Right? When we go to the mosque, everything is in Arabic, everything in Urdu, everything in Farsi. I don't understand that language. I understand English. One of the lecturers told me this on this show. If you want to protect your child, your children from haram, number 1, give charity. Number 2, drop love of Ahlul Bayt in your child. The way that child will get love of Ahlul Bayt is by listening to lectures that they understand. Western world.
Yeah.
As you said, Sayyid Ammar, I think we need more of Sayyid Ammar Nakshawani lectures. I think the content, the quality, the topics is a whole nother level. We don't have that in our Shia community, that much. We've got some amazing lecturers as well who come on the show, who've done some amazing work. We need more of that. Would you agree or not?
I agree 100%. And many message in. Thank you for Sayyid Ammar. Thank you for everything. It doesn't come, it's not free to have this setup, this minbar, these cameras, these microphones, you know, these chairs, tables, everything, printing, the man behind the, you know, the weights for the crane. It's not for free. We do it with your donations. We do it with your help. We do it because you want this to be done.
It's our duty, bro.
It's a duty.
It's a responsibility. We owe it to Abu Abdullah Hussein.
Of course we do.
On that note, right, you've been to Karbala.
Yeah.
You went, this is the beauty of Imam Hussein TV, right? They send people to Karbala, documented, recorded, and transfer. We've seen Karbala live. Talk about it, bro.
Listen, I went with Muhsin Shah, you saw him earlier on. We went to the walk of the Mashaya and we had a poll, we had a mawkib in poll 1114. Imam Hussein TV's mawkib 1114. Me and Sayyid Muhsin were doing live shows every single day, twice a day, 6 a.m. and 5 p.m.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay, you know, they sent us to Karbala to document for you sitting at home who are not able to go to Karbala. We were able to document for you, show you the Mashayikh, show you what Abu Abdullah al-Husayn's love is, show you what Imam al-Husayn alayhi salam does to people. You know, going towards Shara' al-Qibla of Imam al-Husayn alayhi salam, you see that dome and you just think, wow, I'm here between 25 million other
25 million people, bro.
25 million other people. And we all share one thing, which is the love of Imam al-Husayn alayhi salam. How is Imam al-Husayn TV, how is Imam Hussein TV able to provide you with that? Through your donations, through you contributing. This is your channel. This is not my channel. This is not Haji Qasim's channel. This is not Sayyid Ammar's channel.
Brother,
this is your channel.
Brother,
you contribute towards it and you are the ones who keep it alive and keep it going.
Young Minhal, I'm going to add one word to that. It is our channel.
Ahsant.
We are in this together.
Ahsant.
Right, I know you've got time. We're going to go off and we're going to get Sayyid Mohsin on for like another 10 minutes before Salah. Brothers and sisters, you're watching this right now. We need your help. We're taking Imam Hussein TV to Karbala, getting into Karbala itself. We need you to come and help us itself. £14 a month, that's all we need. If you can make that donation, be part 14 Masumin every single month for the end of life, end of time itself. We didn't shows from Karbala, bro.
Shows from Karbala every single day. We have live feed, the adhan from Karbala. Not the adhan from your local Imam Barga here or in Dearborn. Live adhan from Karbala every day. Fajr, Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib, Isha. Live ziyarat Ashura from Karbala every day. And through what?
Arba'in.
You know, if you've seen the Arba'in programs, you would be mesmerized at the amount of content that we have and we're providing. But sometimes
you were
we're
there,
limited.
bro, in Arba'in, literally.
I was there. I was there, I went to the studios, I saw everything. But sometimes we're limited, brothers and sisters. We're limited because why? There's no funds. We don't have it. This is not, like Shah Abbas said, this is our channel. We're here in the West, in Ghurba, we're ghareeb. We're not next to Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. We're not next to Imam Ali alayhi salam. We are ghareeb in this land. Let's work together. Let's hold on to the wilayah of Amir al-Mu'mineen through sponsoring such channels.
Do you know what? You made some amazing points, right? We are in this together. I know we're literally 10 minutes to Salah. One of the best giving is giving while you're fasting. One of the best giving is giving while it's month of Ramadan. So one of the best giving itself is giving back what you've been owed. You know what? Let me tell you something, right? We're in a lockdown. We've not been to the mosques. We've not been to the Imam Bargas.
Yeah.
We've not seen anyone. We've been there. You've got money saved up. But we haven't had that connection to God.
Yeah.
Right? What Imam Hussein TV has done so beautifully is bring Ahlul Bayt to your home. In these difficult times, we require your help. Every single pound, every single penny that you give will go to that channel. Every single salawats, every single du'as, every single thing will go to you. Brother Mihal, right? We're going to get Sayyid Mohsin on. I'm going to talk to him. Brother Sayyid Mohsin, come on in, bro.
Sayyid Mohsin.
Brothers and sisters, look, there is a lot of time and effort put into this. We need your help. We need you to call us in and make those donations. Just a brother who made a donation, who made £2,000. We need you. We need your help. Brother, I know you just came in, look, desperate times, desperate measures, bro. Let's talk this. Media, why do we need Imam Hussein TV?
Imam Hussein TV is ideally the most important factor right now in terms of doing tabligh for our youth and definitely for converts as well, reverts in the English language. Now, Imam Hussein TV, Imam Hussein Media Group, we have 5 languages that we broadcast in. But with the English, this is arguably the biggest and the most required internationally because people in all of Europe, they speak English. People in Western America, they speak English. And even converts from South America, from the Far East, all of them want it in the English language. So it's required for us to give them the knowledge and the theology of the Ahlul Bayt.
It's our duty, bro.
Exactly.
It's our duty. Brothers and sisters, Sayyid Mohsin, you want to see more of him. You want to see some good quality content. The people that come on the stage, taking the lectures to a whole nother level that is never accomplished in a Shia community. When 20 years ago, we haven't seen lectures to the high standard. 20 years ago, when I'm listening to Dua Kumel, Dua Joshni Kabir, all these beautiful duas that our Imams left with, Dua Arafat, that's no English translation. I don't know what it means.
No, we were very lucky. I mean, I grew up at the similar time to you where, you know, you would get the odd English khutbah maybe on when school was off, you know, and it was very, very difficult to get English content. But for our, you know, Westerners and for the youth especially, and the new youth that are coming, let me ask you this question. When it comes to Shia media in English, how many names can you talk on the top of your head? 1, 2, 3, maybe
3,
that
4.
are dominant. And how many of the other schools of thought do we have?
6, 7.
Plenty. So many that we are in competition with them. Now, if we start to fade out, what would happen to the youth? Where would they get their Islamic knowledge from? Which way are they going to go towards?
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
They will go towards, you know, the other schools of thought. And then our Shia youth, the ones that, you know, grow up, that we teach, the teaching of the Ahlul Bayt to, where they're going to get their knowledge from. They're going to go to other schools of thought who are not focused on the Ahlul Bayt, who are not focused on, you know, people such as Amir al-Mu'mineen and also the Imam of our time. May Allah hasten his reappearance. And on
I'm going to jump in. I know we've got like
Go ahead,
literally
go
2
ahead.
seconds or
No
so.
time left.
Right, go on, bro. We've got some good news.
Okay, so I want to go through the numbers and figures we've raised
Please.
for now. Just to make everything clear to all our viewers, this is your last chance to take part in this fundraiser. Well, it's not your last chance. You could contribute through the website at any time. That's fine. But during this live, I don't want to, we don't need to ask anymore, inshallah.
Let's do this, bro.
Okay, so I want to go through a couple of the names.
No way.
Ali Haidar from Canada, $500. Muhammad Ali from London, £200. Mustafa Muhammad from London, £500. Ola Al Husseini, my sister, I forced her to give £50. Even if she doesn't give it, I'll withdraw it from her card later on.
Murtaza to give £100.
Yeah. Nah, I've given enough of. Muhammad Ja'far from DC, $5,000.
No way.
Allahumma salli ala
Ja'far
Muhammad wa
from
ali
New
Muhammad.
York, $200.
Allahumma salli ala
Fatma
ali
Mansour, £500 from
Allahumma
London. Also Farida Yasmin from London as well. If we could, she's requested that we recite a Surah Fatiha for her mother,
I'll do it.
Bismillah. Musarat Fatima. If you could please, Bismillah.
Brothers and sisters, we've got literally, what, 5 minutes left?
Not even 5 minutes. We're going to have to go off in a minute. Just one more thing to the day viewers. Today, I don't know if you could see on the left side of your screen, there's a brother in our Karbala studios who, what he's doing, he's putting the names of all the donors today on the flag of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein.
Yes.
So today, and for the next week, inshallah, any donations that you make, I'm looking at my head, I never knew. I'm too bold. Any donations which are made, there's a TV in front of us so we can see ourselves. Any donations you make today, in your name or in anyone's name, if you put the names of your marhumin anyone in the comments below on the website, your name will be put on the flag of Abu al-Fadl Abbas alayhi salam, inshallah, and it will be rubbed on the shrine of Imam Hussein alayhi salam and the shrine of Abu al-Fadl Abbas alayhi salam, and then be put in the museum of Imam Hussein. Hussein Zad, stop zooming into my face.
Please have my name on as well, bro. Inshallah.
So
How long do we have?
Abbas, we need to go off as soon as possible.
Right, we're going to wrap up now?
Yes.
Right, final words, bro. 2 seconds.
0203 515 0199. Call us in. I'll take your calls and donate, please.
Guys, we're literally wrapping up right now. We can't thank so much for everyone tuning in. Please keep watching this. Please watch this show right now. We will be back on inshallah soon. Stay tuned. And assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Khuda Hafiz.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
We out.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran will always say, shall I lead you to a transaction business-wise, which is beneficial for you? Which transaction business-wise is beneficial for us? Those who serve Allah, those who spread the words of Al Muhammad, salawatullah wa salamuhu alayhim. And this is done wonderfully. You know, in our talk shows live in London, when we have them on Monday nights, the number of people whose lives have been affected. I've seen people, Sheikh Abbas Panjos told me, Sheikh Yahya Seymour said Ali Nawab done great work on the nights of Qadr. I've seen, you know, the morning shows where everybody's coming together discussing social affairs, you know, behind the scenes. The great work that's being done. I've seen these guys working diligently because we do want to produce more shows to make sure that Imam al-Hussein is known by Muslims and non-Muslims. When you invest with a basic company, with a basic bank, they give you a return. When you invest with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I don't think there's a return like an investment with Allah subhanahu
I don't think so.
And Imam Ali alayhi salam told Imam Hassan, the heart of a youth is like an uncultivated piece of land. Whatever you throw on it, it accepts. We have to recognize that our youth at the moment are listening to all sorts of ideologies, all sorts of philosophies. And our aim on this channel is to try and address as many areas as possible to provide the Islamic worldview, Islam's relationship with other religions, Islam's relationship with the concepts of citizen of a state, Islam's relationship with, you know, the household and the family structure. The only way we're going to do this is by the support which has already been there in amazing ways, but we need more of that support, inshallah. Every time there's a salawat mentioned on this channel, it's thawab goes to you. And every time the Ahl al-Bayt are mentioned, the thawab goes to you. And every time that there is a show looking at the Quran, the thawab goes to you.